The only thing worse than having a midlife crisis, Edie Lane reflects, is finding out about it from your father. With that, we're thrust into the heart of a story that's equal parts enchanting and heartbreaking. And trust me, you're not going to want to miss a moment of this journey. Welcome to the Book Club Lounge, everyone. I'm Sarah Bridgewater, and today we're diving into Evie Woods, the mysterious bakery on Rue de Paris. Let me just say, if you've ever felt a yearning to escape, to completely reset your life, this story will hit home. Just a quick note before we start. Spoilers will be minimal, so don't worry. I'm here to enhance your reading experience, not give all the secrets away. And hey, if you'd like to follow along or check out the book later, use the affiliate link in our show notes. It's support for the show and an excellent excuse to dive into this magical read. So let's talk about Edie Lane. Picture this. She's a young Irish woman, 30 years old, navigating the fog of grief after caring for her ailing mother for years. She stumbles upon an opportunity that feels like salvation, a job as an assistant manager at a Parisian bakery. I mean, Paris, right? It's the city of light, dreams, and second chances. But as life often does, things take an unexpected turn. Instead of the bustling streets of Paris, Edie finds herself stepping into the quaint, cobblestoned town of Compiègne, about an hour outside Paris. Not quite what she imagined, but this tiny town holds layers of charm and secrets that she never saw coming. The bakery, nestled on Rue de Paris, is the town's heartbeat. It's warm, inviting, almost magical, a place where you'd swear the very air is laced with hints of vanilla and fresh bread. Now, I have to paint you this scene, because it's almost irresistible. Imagine walking into this bakery. Your senses are assaulted in the best way by the rich aroma of buttery croissants, the slightly sweet tang of glazed pastries, and the comforting weight of fresh bread. It's the kind of place where conversations flow as easily as the coffee pours, where locals gather to share stories, laugh, and even cry. For Edie, this bakery becomes a sanctuary, a place for personal transformation and the promise of something more. What I love about this setup is how Evie Woods uses this seemingly ordinary bakery to symbolize so much more: healing, fresh starts, and a sense of belonging. Just think about how food, even the simple act of breaking bread, can connect people on such a deep level. It's not just nourishment, it's an invitation, a memory, a community. And for Edie, it's a doorway to rediscovering herself. I found one quote that perfectly captures this. It reads, "This might not be where Edie intended to be, but it's exactly where she needs to be." A reminder that the best journeys often start far from where we expect. And yet, even amid this enchantment, there's an undercurrent of tension. You see, Edie's arrival is anything but smooth. Language barriers, a stern and secretive bakery owner, and the overwhelming sense of being an outsider test her at every step. And still, there's something magnetic about this place. Something that keeps pulling her, and us, deeper into its story. So let's delve further into the magic that defines the mysterious bakery on Rue de Paris. And no, I'm not just talking about the pastries. Though let's be honest, they sound absolutely divine. Behind the scenes of this quaint bakery lies something extraordinary, something that transcends the material world. Picture this: a ghostly baker whose presence lingers in every kneaded loaf, every delicate glaze. It gives the bakery's products a depth that goes beyond flavor. They evoke memory, longing, even a sense of healing. It's as though with every bite, the past whispers its stories to you. Now, this might sound fanciful, but Evie Woods weaves these elements so naturally into the story that they feel, well, entirely plausible. I think about the line from the book. Each croissant carries with it a moment, a memory, as though the ingredients themselves have absorbed the essence of time. Isn't that just stunning? It's magical realism at its finest, where the fantastical and the mundane coexist effortlessly, enhancing the narrative rather than overshadowing it. And speaking of narrative, we have to talk about the deeper themes here, particularly grief and recovery. Edie's journey isn't just a physical one from Dublin to Compiègne. It's an emotional and spiritual one too. After years of caring for her mother, she's left untethered, vulnerable, and searching for purpose. Through her time in this bakery, amid strangers who slowly become friends, she begins to see that healing isn't linear. It's messy, unpredictable, and often found in the most unexpected places. What struck me most was how the book uses the act of connecting with others as part of that healing process, whether it's through shared meals or simply being present for someone. Take Madame Moreau, for instance. The owner of the bakery is a brilliant character, gruff, fiercely protective of her space, and shrouded in secrets. She initially reads as unapproachable. But as the layers peel back, we uncover a heart-wrenching story tied to wartime trauma. Madame Moreau's life has been shaped by the darkest shadows of history, and that weight still influences her decisions. There's one moment when she says, "The basement keeps all our ghosts and our memories, and maybe we need both to make something truly good." It's poignant, isn't it? Her story reveals that while the past can haunt us, it's also intrinsic to who we are. Now, let's pause for a moment on that idea of connection. Often, we think of transformative journeys as solitary endeavors, but this book reminds us that community is essential. The interactions Edie shares with the townsfolk, from the dynamic jazz singer Nicole to the reserved yet oddly endearing Manu, add such vibrancy to the narrative. Each character, quirky in their own way, becomes a part of Edie's journey toward self-discovery and acceptance. The significance of these relationships can't be overstated. It's through people that we remember who we are and uncover the courage to write our next chapter. And of course, the mysteries don't stop with Madame Moreau. The bakery itself, from its hidden basement to its peculiar acoustics, holds an almost otherworldly allure. It's as if the walls themselves are alive with stories yet untold. These subtle touches, murmurs in the night, the feel of something just out of reach, they keep us guessing, keep us invested. How many novels can so seamlessly intertwine the magical with the historical, while still tethering everything to the deeply personal? This one does. Woods strikes a balance here. The mystical doesn't feel forced, nor does the history overshadow the characters' emotional arcs. Instead, we get a fully immersive experience, one that explores themes of resilience, loss, and the undeniable power of memories. In a sense, the bakery becomes a metaphor, doesn't it? It's a fusion of tradition and innovation, of old wounds and new beginnings, a perfect reflection of Edie's own transformation. And while there's so much more we could unpack here, I'll leave us with this. The magic in this story is as much about the everyday as it is about the extraordinary. It's in how we cope, how we connect, and how we find the strength to look forward, even through the lens of the past. Which brings us, naturally, to Edie herself, and how she grows through all these experiences. But more on that in just a bit. As we bring this discussion to a close, let's take a moment to reflect on Edie Lane herself. Her story isn't just about moving to a small town or grappling with secrets. It's about transformation. About finding resilience in the face of loss. You know, Edie arrives in Compiègne as someone stuck, someone unsure of where she fits in the world. But through her interactions with the quirky townsfolk, the icy yet complex Madame Moreau, and yes, even the ghostly baker, she begins to peel back her own layers, uncovering a strength she didn't realize she had. There's something profoundly human about Edie's journey. I mean, haven't we all felt a little lost at times? Like, unsure of where we're going or who we're supposed to be? And then, through a conversation, a chance encounter, or even just a simple act of kindness, we find a sense of footing. That's the power of community, isn't it? That's the heartbeat of this story. For Edie, the bakery isn't just a workplace. It's a sanctuary, a mirror reflecting both her vulnerabilities and her potential. It's where she learns that belonging isn't about fitting in. It's about finding the courage to simply be yourself. But I think what really made me pause was how Evie Woods weaves this intimate journey of self-acceptance into such a lush, atmospheric setting. Remember the descriptions we touched on earlier? The aroma of croissants, the faint hum of a jazz tune in the background, the creak of old wood beneath your feet. It all pulls you in. These details don't just create a picture, they build a world. And within that world, readers find pieces of themselves reflected in Edie's story. Because let's face it, isn't literature at its best when it reminds us of who we are or who we want to become? Now I want to share something with you. While researching this book, I came across a community review, one that I think sums up the appeal of Edie's journey beautifully. The reader wrote, "Edie's growth feels so real, so tangible, because it happens not in leaps, but in little moments, through laughter, heartbreak, and even the quiet solitude of kneading bread." Doesn't that just capture the essence of her story? I mean, how often do we expect transformation to be this grand, sweeping change, when in reality, it's those small, everyday moments that shape us the most? And speaking of shaping, we can't ignore the role of relationships in this narrative. Whether it's Edie's tentative romance with Hugo, her evolving friendship with Nicole, or even her growing connection with Madame Moreau, each interaction adds a layer of depth to her character. It reminds us that life's challenges aren't meant to be faced alone. The people who challenge us, who support us, who cry with us, these are the threads that weave our stories together. It's why, even as I turned the final page of this book, I couldn't help but feel this lingering sense of warmth, like I'd just shared in something deeply personal and profoundly human. So, where does that leave us? At its core, the mysterious bakery on Rue de Paris is a love letter to small towns, to simple joys, to the courage it takes to start over. It's a testament to the idea that the places we end up, no matter how unexpected, can often become the exact places we need to be. And if we're open to it, those places, those people, those memories have the power to guide us towards something greater, perhaps even magic. A real kind of magic born from connection, resilience, and hope. As we wrap up, I want to thank each of you for joining me today. If you enjoyed our discussion, don't forget to like, subscribe, or leave a comment. I'd love to hear what resonated most with you about Edie's journey. And hey, if you're curious to dive into this enchanting story yourself, don't forget to check out the affiliate link in our show notes. It's a small way to support the show and immerse yourself in a world that lingers long after the last page. I'll leave you with this thought. Sometimes, finding our place in the world isn't about flying toward the brightest light. It's about stepping into a quiet corner, letting the dust settle, and rediscovering the strength that was within us all along. On that note, wherever you are, whatever page you're on in your own story, may it bring you closer to the person you're meant to be. Until next time, take care and happy reading.